activated. System malfunctioning. Serious trauma detected. Immediate medical assistance needed.
I can do this all day. Taking fire! All talk, no guts.
Taking the shot. Get low. Going down.
Incoming backup request.
Need to get closer.
Report.
Serious trauma detected.
Anything is watch out! Camera outbound! Don't move! You'll bleed out! UAV on approach. Oh, fuck! A grenade! Neutralize the target! What's the damage?
What's up guys, Wolf here. Oh man, I've got a very special video for you today. As you saw from the gameplay, I'm able to press hunters on heroic and legendary enemies with an all red build and just stand there tanking all the damage they have to throw at me whilst I beam them for over 600k a shot with a high RPM SMG. This is going to be a very special video, so please make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Also follow me on X, link will be in the description. And on Twitch, actually. I don't stream that often, but there will be drops coming this week, so I'll probably be online. So make sure you follow me on Twitch as well. So this gun, I really did think they were going to nerf this weapon, but they did not. This gun is called the Oxpecker, and it is amazing. You guys need to go and farm it on the rewards track. I believe it's on the season. Go and get this gun. Now, if you guys aren't really sure the best way to get high up on the seasonal track, let me quickly show that to you. So if we go to Burden of Truth, this is going to be, I think it's level 69. So what you want to do is get seasonal points. So if you go to the journey and you go here, you get rewards of, as you can see, seasonal points, and there's plus 10%. Go and do these, and you can actually play with your different characters if you've got other characters, and do some of the simpler ones as well, which you can do from the range. Then you can get seasonal XP. Also, priority objectives. When you see over here, this one has got 437. So we'll be able to do an activity in Washington, which gives us that much. So that's a good way of doing it, or you can just play the game and level up as you wish. So let's take a look at the setup I've chosen to go for. So the whole point of this gun is to get as much damage as we can, pull out a shield, and this thing will heal your shield constantly. You can tank hunters, big chungers on legendary, whatever, anything, whole waves of enemies on the most difficult content in the game with hardly any skill tiers, with 0 skill tiers, and then your shield will be able to just tank all the damage, which is quite amazing. So the Oxpecker has got symbiosis. While having a shield deployed, lose shield health at a rate of 10% per second. That's why I throw my shield away, and you'll probably notice that I reload a lot, especially when I'm playing against like hunters or big chungers, because when they shoot you, you want to be shooting. So if you shoot and then as you're reloading, they start shooting you, they may destroy your shield. Also, explosions will destroy your shield. So don't think you can run into the open. You will get wrecked. Just be wary of this. Now, the way that I have kind of gone for this is I haven't spec towards some blues and shield health, or skill health, which scales better than shield health. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. Like the named gloves, Motherly Love. Those are really good. That can be more for like if you guys want to play challenging or heroic content. I wouldn't even go this far. I've gone for more of the difficult content in the game because this is great for speedrunning through missions. So your shield receives repairs of 25% of the damage dealt. So you want to be doing as much damage as possible. The balance of damage is really just up to you. For me, I wanted to kind of spec a setup like this. So then you guys, I can give you some options here. So as long as you're doing high amounts of damage, if I'm going to be doing legendary or more difficult content, because I'm going to be honest, I don't normally play heroic. I normally only play legendaries. And if I do play heroic, it depends what I'm going to be using. Sometimes I just go for like a glass cannon pestilence build. So it depends on what content you're going to be playing, but I recommend doing it the way I've spec'd it here, which is very potent with this gun because I believe that devs actually, I think they might have increased the reload speed of this. Crit chance, rounds. I don't know. I heard them say something along those lines, but the gun specs are pretty decent. Make sure you have damage 2 targets out of cover. Reroll it to get that. I'm yet to optimize this thing or expertise it. So just keep that in mind. You'll probably be getting close to 1,000,000 damage if you can spec this up. Then you will shred. So I've gone for the Oxpecker with the Gunner spec. Now you can go for Technician to get an extra skill tier for your shield, because currently as it stands, I have got a 0 skill tier shield with only 1.4 million health. So you need to decide which one you're going to go for. There are many different ways you could tweak this. The reason why I've gone for this is the Striker 4-piece. When you're going for all red, the Striker backpack makes sense because it really does increase it. If you're going to go for more blues, probably shouldn't even use a Striker bag really. Then you should be going for something like Heartbreaker, or in this case, you could just change, like have anything else you want. When the shield takes damage, you could even use Vigilance, things like that. You could use a bunch of different backpacks. But for now, I do recommend going for mostly red. We can get a lot of damage from the strikers. It's nice. Weapon handling, which is everything, reload speed, accuracy, stability. It's just nice. Rate of fire, and we get all that extra damage. So this works great. And now we don't want to use something like Hunter's Fury because I want to be able to fully make use of an SMG, which means I don't just want to do damage close range because damage drop off is quite significant with SMGs. And that is why I have gone for the Striker 4-piece with the Visionario mask, which is a Legatus SPA named mask, as you can see, with optimal range 50%, which means I can do damage from longer ranges. That's how I'm able to stand there and tank. If you don't have optimal range, you're going to be limited to how far you can shoot enemies from, which can be problematic. So I recommend going for this. You can even swap the chest piece with another Legatus piece, therefore increasing by optimal range 70%. So you can get more. I don't really find that to be necessary because it's enough, but you can push this even further. It's up to you. So everything's going to be quite simple, guys. It's going to be critical hit chance and critical hit damage. So you want your crit chance to kind of not go less than 54%. So I've got 140 crit damage, 56 crit chance. Take a look at the other stats. And I'll show you the pieces, but you guys should know by now that literally crit damage is rolled on the mask. Chest piece, crit chance, crit damage. Holster, we've also got crit damage, just because SMGs come natively with crit chance. So crit damage there as well. And then gloves, crit damage, and knee pads as well. Crit chance actually, because I just needed a little bit of a boost because I've got obliterate on the chest piece. Non-situational for distance. As long as I'm critting, which I will be, I get this stacked up. Striker's chest piece won't really work. You can go for that, but if you're going to be going for all reds, you're not going to keep the Striker's chest piece active higher up. It's just going to lose its stacks. So what I would recommend doing is, if you guys did want to run more blues, then you could use the Striker's chest piece, then use a different backpack. So that's how I kind of would tweak this. So if you're going to be going only playing like lower difficulty when you don't really need that much damage, or you can stack it up with more blues, because that will kind of dictate how you balance the amount of skill tiers or blues, which also goes towards skill tiers of the shield that you have, because you can go for more tankiness with the shield. That's why I wanted to talk about this. Even though I recommend this setup, if you want to go for more blues, what I would say is get the Striker's chest piece. Then you could even just use a Sokolov backpack with any kind of talent that does damage, or you can have anything that stacks armor. It really just depends on you, because then you got more blues, you'll have more chance of stacking the chest piece. It depends. And then you could even use Memento backpack if you're playing solo. That's on you. But this is just more of an all-round build. So you guys need to always just adapt it for utility and suiting your own situation. Because even in my previous video, I see people saying, no, do this, you get extra skill damage. But you're losing out on so many other stats. It doesn't outweigh it. It does depend on you. If you're just going to be sitting in one place, constantly spamming the same thing, then yes, it may make more sense. But for here, for me, what I'm going to be playing in, this works perfectly. I need to do as much damage as possible. Otherwise, the Oxpecker will not heal my shield enough. So you can kind of go for more blues, make the shield tankier, which means it doesn't go down as often. As long as you have a good balance of damage and skill tiers on the shield and health on the shield, so that you can keep it up. Because you can run into a mission and keep the shield up and make it a lot stronger. But remember, the whole point of this video and the whole point of this gun is to do as much damage as possible. Otherwise, it won't regenerate enough. So it's up to you to test and to balance on the situation you are going into. So another one I wanted to mention is going to be the gloves I talked about earlier. Motherly Love. So we get quite a lot of skill health, which is going to increase the shield health, which is going to actually skyrocket it. So this could help you a lot. You could go for this. Any kind of skill health boost. There is a holster which gives you shield health. That does not scale very well. Don't use shield health. Skill health is better. So that's it for the setup, guys. Every single modification is going to be critical hit damage. Secondary, lefty shotgun to proc grenades to get sledgehammer. Pistol is the orbit. Works well. Decoy, shield health is probably very important. I have tried the firewall spec with the shield that gives me damage. That doesn't work as well because that's for only close range. And the whole point of this is to get optimal range to shoot enemies from far. With the Sokolov, more SMG damage, which is better than crit damage because that's non-crit and crit damage increase. So that's why it is better than like a 15% group ho. But it also depends how much you crit. So that could be RNG based, but this is a more general amount of damage. Non-crits are going to be doing so, but generally balances out or gives you slightly more damage using the Sokolov. But it depends. So this setup just works really well for running and gunning. You can get up close to the enemies or stay far away. You can tank a lot of damage, which is quite amazing, whilst doing so much DPS. Because normally in the past, in other updates or the whole lifespan of the game, you would need to spec into repair skills using Artificer Hive, or you need to have lots of blues to get your shield stronger, stack skill health or shield health to be able to tank enemies. But now we can really just go for full damage and still survive as long as our shield is up. If you're going to be speccing into explosive resistance, which you can do, just remember that applies to your agent, not your shield. So you're going to have to throw away your shield which you're going to be doing anyway because you don't want to just run around and walk with your shield out. Otherwise, it's going to get destroyed. So let me know in the comments down below if you've got any questions, guys. Just remember, I like to explain different ways of setting up the setup so that you can see why I've chosen this. But this combination is amazing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Peace out.